Let's talk. Today I want to chat. It is mid-year. We have made it halfway through this year of 2023. That is mind-blowingly insane. I kind of can't even wrap my head around that. I just kind of want to chat. I want to talk about reading slumps because I have been in a bit of a slump. I kind of want to chat about how to get out of a reading slump, what to do, that sort of thing. Yeah, what my plans are for the rest of the year reading wise as well. So let's just have a casual chat today. So last month I was really busy. It was pretty much like my starting month to the summer. I had some family come visit multiple times, like back to back. They came separate weeks. And so I've just been really busy, just really trying to be present, be in the moment, and be with family. I've slipped in a little bit of reading here and there, but not nearly the amount that I usually do. And that's great. Yeah, I mean, I had a social life. I got to see people, I got to hang out, and that was awesome. But my reading totally slacked. And I also just felt in a slump a little bit because I read without meaning to. The month before in May, I read 16 or 17 books, something like that. It was insane, and I don't know what happened really, but after that I was just tired. I don't want to say tired of reading, but yeah, I was tired of reading. I could say it, that's not a sin. I was tired of reading and I just didn't feel like picking up a book. I really didn't. So what I did instead was I picked up audiobooks, and I pretty much was listening to a lot of audiobooks last month. I think I read 3 physical books, which is really not what I usually do. I usually read at least 8 physical books or so. And yeah, so I just listened to a lot of audiobooks, and I still ended up reading I think a total of 8 or 9 books total in June, which is very low for me. That's the lowest I've ever read in a month. But for some people that's a huge amount of books, so I'm not upset about it really. And I have been doing this since last year, steadily, every month, tracking what I'm reading. So I think that every now and again people do get burnt out, and reading is exhausting sometimes. And when you're doing a million things and you're really, really busy, reading is not always the thing that you want to sit there and do. And when you're hanging out with friends or family or whatever, you're also not just gonna sit there and read a book. You're gonna hang out with your friends or family, you know what I mean? So I think that was a big part of it, as well as just reading so much the month before. But I still halfway feel I'm in a little bit of a reading slump. I'm just not vibing with it. I don't know, I'm not reading how I normally do. When I do pick up a book and read it, I'm reading maybe 20 pages at a time, and usually I read between 50 and 100 in one sitting-ish. But I just feel it's not that the books aren't good, because they really are. It's just I don't know, I don't feel like doing it. And I just feel if you're feeling like that, don't hate on yourself about it. Just give yourself that needed break. Give yourself that needed time to just do other things. Reading doesn't have to be the only thing you do, you know what I mean? And if you want to take a whole month off and just not read any books, that's okay. You can do that, I feel when you are reading a lot like this, where I'm tracking it and I have a book journal and all that, you feel a lot of pressure because you're well, my book journal is going to be lacking this month, or my tracking is going to be off, or I might not reach my yearly goal. But it's just who cares? You know what I mean? Yes, you're setting that goal for yourself, and that's awesome that you completed and all that, but you don't have to hit it on the nail on the head every single time, How to get out of a reading slump. Let's jump into that segment of the video. So how do you get out of a reading slump? I don't really know exactly. I guess you just find a lot of really good books that you're really excited to read, that you maybe have been putting off because other things have been getting in the way or whatever. But it's part of that saying where I just said be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Let yourself just pick whatever you want to read. I feel I pressure myself personally to read certain books. Like this year I have been doing my Wrap TBR challenge, I've been doing my TBR jar challenge, so I've had 2 books a month that I like put pressure on myself that I have to read. But if you just don't feel like reading those that month, like don't read them, just put them off to the next month. You'll get to it when you get to it, you know? I mean, I don't really like to let things stack up, but at the same time, life does get in the way sometimes. So in order to get out of a reading slump, pick up a book that you've been really dying to read. Like mine is, I have this stack over here. I have, let me just grab it so you can see it. But my book that I've been really dying to get into is Magnolia Park. So pick up your book that you've been dying to get into and get into it. Just start reading it and you will get out of your reading slump. You know what I mean? So this month, which is July, I am starting Magnolia Parks and I'm going to read this and I'm gonna love it, okay? No, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but I'm really excited to get into this. And this is something like I'm looking forward to reading, and I would be down to start reading this today. But that's the point of reading, is to find your favorite books and read them and get excited about it. And yeah, it's totally fun to have challenges like my wrapped books, like my TBR jar, but sometimes it just makes it stale where you're just like, I don't want to read what I chose, and that's okay. You don't have to. So don't put so much pressure on yourself and just make reading fun again for like a minute and just get like really involved in your favorite series perhaps. Like find a series you really love, like Magnolia Parks. This is a series. So just like read them back to back to back to back, you know? I mean, and that'll be just your books you read that month. Set goals for yourself that you want to hit, where you want to read 2 books that month, you know, to get yourself out of a slump or whatever. Last month while I was in my slump, I was like, okay, I would be really happy if I just complete 5 books this month. And I ended up doing, I think 8 or 9. So, you know, I mean, I feel like that really helps me, is to just set a goal and then I want to hit that goal. Randomly pick a book from yourself and read it, or just go off book recommendations. I have a lot of book reviews that I have done where I do book recommendations. Go check those out. There is just a lot that you can do to get out of a reading slump. And also, like I said, give yourself a break. That's totally important. So I think those are my tips on reading slumps, and that's kind of just what I've been experiencing. And I also haven't really been making videos lately, and that is why. It's just because I have felt very busy, very overwhelmed, and there's just been so much going on. So I am trying really hard to get back into it and make sure that I have content coming out once a week for you. I am traveling this month as well. In like a week, I'll be traveling for a little while to visit some family. I have, like, all my family lives in New York, and so I'm gonna be going to see them there, and I'll be there for a little while, and I'll be kind of busy, but I'm going to try to make sure I have like videos scheduled to come out either way. So thanks for keeping up with me, and make sure you check back because I'm gonna have a lot of good content coming out here soon, and hopefully I will be completely out of my reading slump by the next video you watch. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope that this video helped get out of like your little reading slump you may or may not be in. And if you know someone that is in a reading slump, make sure you share this video with them, and I will see you on my next video soon. Bye guys.